Hey, welcome to another bourbon review. As always, if you like the content of this channel, please like and subscribe and hit that bell for notifications so you don't miss anything. But we're going to get to a wheated bourbon review right after this. All right. Yeah, I've got two wheaters here today. Regardless of what you think about wheaters, I know so a little rye has typically a little more flavor, but these things are pretty good here. We've got Castle and Key. This is wheated Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey. It's 102 proof. And this is distilled and bottled by Castle and Key Distillery in Frankfort, Kentucky. On this side, we have, this is Wilderness Trail. This is a single barrel Kentucky straight bourbon whiskey bottled in bond. So it is 100 proof because it's a bottled in bond. But what we have here is 100 proof and 102 proof. So to me, that's close enough to make a good, honest comparison of these two bourbons. So first, I'm gonna nose these things a little bit, but let me give them a little swirl and get a little air in them so that we can bring those aromas out. And they're wheaters, so it's light and airy on the nose. A little sweet nose on that one. Tiny bit of floral back kick. This one's a little sharper on the nose. Actually comes across a little young. I'm looking for age statements here. Batch 2, bottle 17196, aged 5 years. So we've got Castle and Key over here, aged 5 years. Bottle 81 of 250 on this one. Distilled, aged, and bottled by Wilderness Trail. It is, now this one does give the mash bill. It is 64% corn, 24% wheat, which the primary, secondary grain is wheat. And then we got 12% malted barley. They usually always have that. I'm not getting an age statement off this, but we know it has to be at least 4 years or they can't call it bottled and bond. So we'll go with that. We'll say 4 years, unless I'm missing something here. If I am, because bottled and bond can be over 4, but it has to be at least 4. So we have a 5-year and possibly a 4-year. So really close there. Both of them are secondary grain. Of course, the primary grain's corn, secondary grain, and both of these are gonna be wheat. Yep, softer on the nose on the Wilderness Trail. A little brighter, I would almost say younger, but I think it's probably just the strain of wheat or something that they're using over here, but I'm gonna give them a taste. Yeah, that is, doesn't come across quite as sweet as the nose. The nose is a little bit sweet. The color on this is a good medium amber. This one's a little bit lighter in color than the Wilderness Trail. Let me put them side by side. I do have them in different glasses, yeah. So the amber color on this one's a little more subdued, a little more yellow. This one has more of an orange tint to it. A little bit darker there. As far as the glassiness around the edge, that is there. Good legs on it. They're about the same quality in that respect. Nose is a little more in depth over here, a little less over here. And again, a little drier on the palate than on the nose. Finish on this one is honey. There's a wild honey kick on the finish on this one. Let me go back over here and we will give this one a taste. I'm just doing these back to back, head to head. Oh, wow. Okay. There are more notes coming out of this one. It's more like a wild honey. This is more like a fresh honey on the finish not a lot on the palate. This one is a little bit sweeter on the palate and much more of a wild honey kick coming out of the Castle and Key. A little earthier. Basically the regular honey they had. Bees they keep in a clover field. It's easy. The bees get, almost all clover pollen and bring it back and they produce their honey. This is more like wild fields of wild flowers, multiple flowers. You get more depth in your honey flavor. It's what I'm getting over here. Wow, I'm in love with the nose on this too. Much more floral notes, not too floral, but a little sweeter, more like I'm getting a little herbal tea mix across the palate and then that wild honey finish. So to rate both of these, this one gets my vote for taste, for sure, and finish. But this is not a bad bourbon. Both of them stand up well. I think on their own, they would be totally, like this is a totally good sipper, but don't follow it with this or lead with this because to me, personal preference, I think this one gives a more depth of notes to it and more of the things that I'm looking for. Now, with that said, they're both 100 proof-ish and they're both wheaters, so there's not a huge amount of depth in them. They're not sherry finished. There's not a lot of rye in them. So there's that. But guys, I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, again, please hit the like button at least and subscribe and hit that bell for notifications. And I promise I'll keep bringing you these videos.